Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. SSW, Garrick Merrifield reveals how many wives he wants. Garrick Merrifield could be one of the most unpopular characters on TLC. And this week, the Seeking Sister Wife star revealed in a queue and how many wives he sees as ideal. Meanwhile, his wife Danielle, who initially found a lot of sympathy, fell back on discussing how God led her to allow him to divorce her in the first place. Season 5 of the TLC show premiered this month, and Danielle Merrifield and her now-divorced husband are featured often. It's the third time viewers of Seeking Sister Wife have seen them on their screens. 2 years ago, they went to see immigration attorneys to finalize their divorce. He believed that God wanted him to take on another wife, and despite claiming she felt happy with it, a lot of the time she seemed distressed. Garrick Merrifield made his move on a Brazilian woman, Roberta Vert Patch, who finally kicked him to the curb, and fans cheered. Actually, he claimed she scammed him. In the new season, God sends another Brazilian woman into their lives, and her name is Nathalia. Spoilers for the TLC show reveal that Danielle feels conflicted about her, but on social media, she was all smiles this week as the couple discussed how many wives they think they want. Considering that God wants Garrick to have more than one wife, it certainly doesn't seem to bring joy to his wife, and presumably their kids. Most Seeking Sister Wife critics slam them for decisions that affect the children. In her to and on Instagram this week, it sounded like Danielle might potentially go through a lot more agonizing moments. In their reel, Danielle asked Garrick Merrifield how many wives he plans on. Of course, it's subject to God's approval. She said, "One of the questions was if we're still seeking. We definitely are still seeking. And the other question was if we have a limit on how many wives we want." Seeking Sister Wife star Garrick Merrifield replied, saying that he can't imagine having more than 5, and his wife joked about King Solomon having 1,000. Picking up the narrative again, his wife said that they talked about that, and they feel like 5. Additionally, she mentioned not putting limits on God. In the comments section, TLC fans revealed they had shed any feelings of sympathy for Danielle, and they slammed the fact that God seems rather keen on voluptuous Brazilians. "Danielle, why don't you stop with the phony religion and just say your husband wants other women? That's it, don't add your made-up religion. Your poor kid's being brought up in a phony made-up religion. Show us where you're sick, learning your religion from. God has hand-picked voluptuous Brazilian younger women. Monk. Please stop pulling the God card." What are your thoughts about Garrick Merrifield hoping for 5 wives? Sound off in the comments below, and come back here for all your Seeking Sister Wife news. In the quiet suburban neighborhood of Willowbrook, nestled away from the bustling cityscape, there lived a man of peculiar interests and mysterious allure. Garrick Merrifield, commonly known as SSW among his acquaintances. His title, an enigmatic acronym, whispered through the corridors of gossip, sparking curiosity and intrigue among those who crossed his path. Garrick Merrifield was not your average Joe. His ambitions soared beyond the mundane routines of everyday life. He harbored dreams of love, companionship, and a family more expansive than the average mind could fathom. It was a brisk autumn evening when I first encountered the enigma that was Garrick Merrifield. The setting sun cast a warm, amber glow upon the quiet streets as I ventured forth, my curiosity piqued by the rumors that surrounded this elusive figure. As I approached his modest abode, a quaint cottage adorned with ivy-clad walls and a rustic charm, I couldn't shake the feeling of anticipation that coursed through my veins. Knocking on the weathered wooden door, I waited with bated breath, unsure of what to expect. Moments passed before the door creaked open, revealing a figure silhouetted against the dim light of the hallway. Garrick Merrifield stood before me, his piercing gaze seemingly peering into the depths of my soul. "Ah, you must be here to uncover the mysteries of SSO," he greeted, his voice a melodic symphony that danced upon the evening breeze. With a nod, I stepped into his domain, eager to unravel the secrets that shrouded his existence. As we settled into his quaint living room, Garrick motioned for me to take a seat, his demeanor a curious blend of warmth and intensity. "Tell me, Mr. Merrifield," I began, my voice betraying a hint of apprehension, "what is the meaning behind the title SSO?" A wistful smile graced his lips as he settled into an armchair opposite mine. "SSW," he mused, "stands for Seeker of Sacred Wives." My curiosity piqued, I leaned forward, eager to delve deeper into the psyche of this enigmatic individual. Sacred wives. I echoed, the words tasting foreign upon my tongue. Garrick nodded, his eyes alight with fervor. "Indeed. To me, marriage is not merely a union between two individuals, but a sacred bond that transcends the boundaries of conventionalism. I believe in the power of love, true, unwavering love that knows no bounds." As he spoke, I couldn't help but be drawn into his world, captivated by the fervent passion that fueled his beliefs. Garrick Merrifield was a man on a mission to find not one, not two, but multiple wives who would share in his vision of a harmonious family unit. "It's not about quantity," he explained, his voice tinged with earnestness. "It's about connection, finding kindred spirits who resonate with the depths of my soul. Each wife brings something unique to the table, enriching our lives in ways unimaginable." I listened intently as Garrick elaborated on his unconventional lifestyle, painting a vivid picture of a household brimming with love, laughter, and unbridled joy. To him, the idea of monogamy was a stifling concept, an archaic relic of a bygone era. In a world filled with constraints and limitations, why should love be confined to the boundaries of tradition? He questioned, his eyes ablaze with defiance. "Love is boundless, infinite, it knows no constraints. And who are we to dictate how it should manifest?" Indeed, Garrick Merrifield was a visionary, a man unafraid to challenge the status quo, to carve his own path in a world rife with skepticism and judgment. As our conversation stretched into the wee hours of the night, I found myself immersed in his ideology, captivated by the sheer audacity of his dreams. But beneath his confident facade lay a vulnerability, a yearning for acceptance and understanding in a world that often shunned the unconventional. Garrick's quest for multiple wives was not without its challenges, its pitfalls and obstacles looming on the horizon like specters in the night. "I faced my fair share of criticism," he admitted, his voice tinged with melancholy. "But I refuse to let the opinions of others dictate my happiness. I will continue to seek out my sacred wives, regardless of the obstacles that may stand in my way." As I bid farewell to Garrick Merrifield that fateful evening, I couldn't help but marvel at the complexity of the man behind the moniker. He was a paradox, an enigma wrapped in layers of mystery and intrigue. And though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, one thing remained abundantly clear. Garrick Merrifield was a man on a mission, a seeker of sacred wives, destined to defy the norms and carve his own path in the annals of history. And as I stepped out into the cool embrace of the night, I couldn't help but wonder, what adventures awaited him on his quest for love? Only time would tell.